Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Staples Center.
June 2000.
Center of the world.
The Western Conference Finals saw the LA Lakers pitted against perennial rival, the Portland Trail Blazers. The Lakers had led 3-1 in the series, but then Portland came back, winning the next two and forcing a Game 7. In the fourth quarter, the Lakers were down by 15 points.
That was the moment I used to dream about when I was a kid. Being in those type of situations, being in the NBA Finals, being on the road, being put in a position when your back's up against the wall. You know, and everybody thinks that you're going to lose the game.
Each of the three previous seasons had seen the Lakers knocked off in the playoffs, twice by Utah, and then in 1999 by the San Antonio Spurs. Now it appeared the Lakers were just minutes away from another frustrated offseason.
And Pippen pulls up for three, and Portland's off to a great start.
But then, midway through the fourth quarter, Kobe Bryant got hot.
Kobe, it's Kobe Bryant's three. It's Kobe again.
And suddenly, it was showtime 2, the sequel. Portland was finished.
From the brink of elimination to the brink of the NBA Finals.
And 6 games later,
Reggie turns,
so were the Indiana Pacers.
on the 2000 NBA Finals.
Just 4 years had passed since 17-year-old Kobe Bryant had sprung out of high school and straight into the NBA. Now he and the Lakers were world champions. But Kobe remained an enigma to his teammates. They wondered, who did this kid, Kobe Bryant, think he was?
Our conflict, since basically day one, has been how much you want to do on your own and how much are you going to do in the team offense.
But it was not so much who Kobe was, as who Kobe was determined to be, the best player ever to play the game.
When my father's playing on TV, I would have a little setup, a little hoop in the living room, and I'll play. You know, while he's playing, then when they take a timeout, then I sit down and I take my little timeout. I remember putting on a little jersey, like one of those little white tank tops. My mom used to help me. She used to scribble my dad's number on there.
Kobe Bryant's earliest memories are of basketball.
It was just there when I was like 4 or 5 years old. I just wanted to do it. Just wanted to play.
Bryant gets around short, down the middle, scoop shot on the way, falls in.
Kobe's dad, Joe Jelly Bean Bryant, played 8 years in the NBA, first for the 76ers, and then San Diego and Houston. When Kobe was 6, Joe signed a deal to play in the Italian League. For the next 7 years, the Bryants lived in Italy.
The lifestyle and the culture was pretty easy to adapt to. But the language, man, I think it was like the first day I got into a fight with this kid because he said, nero. Like, guarda, nero, nero. Which means, look, black. You know, I guess he's never seen a black person before. And I thought he said, you know, look, you know something else, look, nigga. And that guy and I wound up becoming best of friends my first couple years in Italy. So.
Kobe soon began to learn Italian and came to speak it fluently.
I speak not so bad like I speak English, but I speak really well. I speak Italian normally, like if it was his language.
When Kobe was 7, he got his first leather basketball. It became his constant companion. He even slept with it. But finding a game was tough, unless the game was soccer.
13 guys would show up and come down to the court ready to play soccer because they would have the soccer posts right underneath the basket. So I would just stay there and play. Then when they finished, I started playing basketball again.
Joe and Kobe kept tabs on their favorite NBA teams by watching videotapes. Kobe studied these by the hour, trying to memorize the moves of his favorite players.
Magic, he was the top one. You know, when Michael was coming up, I didn't like him too much because I was a Magic fan.
Kobe hung out with Joe's Italian League teams. It was like a correspondence school in basketball.
Every time the players stopped their training, Kobe would immediately jump on the basketball court. He would get the ball that he always had in his hands and would start shooting. At the end of every game here in Pistoia, I remember that Kobe, going on court, would steal the ball from the last player that had it in his hands, because he wanted to practice his shots. The audience would sometimes stay longer only to watch him, a 12-year-old boy shooting at the basket.
In campo.
On the basketball court, his personality was very strong. For example, he rarely passed the ball to the other players, but he usually made the basket, so he had a good reason not to give the ball away.
Faceva bene non passarla.
In 1991, Joe Bryant retired from basketball and brought his family home to Philadelphia. That November, while scanning the sports section, Kobe was surprised to see Magic missing from the Laker lineup.
The next morning, my mother comes in and tells me he's HIV positive. I was like, dang. What does that mean? You know, can he play? Is he gonna be all right? And so she had to explain everything to me. And that broke my heart.
Because of the HIV virus that I have attained, I will have to retire from the Lakers.
Magic's retirement spelled the end for Lakers Showtime. It would be 9 years before a kid from Italy would help bring it back. In 1991, Joe Bryant brought his family back from Italy to live in Philadelphia, where he'd once played with the Sixers. His son Kobe had spent the last 7 years of his life as an outsider in a foreign land. Now he found himself a stranger in his hometown.
Most of the time, I didn't understand what people were talking about because they used to speak slang all the time. Like, we'd go home, I say, what does it mean when somebody says, yo, why you sweating me? What the hell is he talking about? What does he mean by that?
But when it came to Kobe's basketball talent, nothing was lost in the translation.
Basketball is universal. No matter what you spoke, if you can go out there and play, it just didn't matter. You know what I mean? You was going to fit in no matter what.
There was a big buzz in the town about a 13-year-old who was playing at our middle school. And after 5 minutes, I turned to my assistant coaches and said, this kid's a pro.
Philadelphia is a big basketball city. There were a bunch of guys my age who already had an established reputation of being the top players. So I had to come in and prove myself to them.
Given Kobe's game, he had no trouble proving himself. But making friends was another story.
He was popular from afar and likable, but he's very guarded. He's very careful with who he lets in.
He played ball. The ball was his best friend. Weekend nights when he was younger, he didn't go to parties or hang out. He played ball.
He'd be like a senior in high school playing at a middle school. Nobody could touch him. Nobody could stop him.
In the fall of 1992, Kobe started at Lower Merion High School. He was 6'2" and the finest prospect his coaches had ever seen.
We heard there was a former ball player's son coming in. Supposedly he was a pretty decent, flashy player. And there was this tall, skinny kid, around 6'4", 87 pounds it seemed. He was wearing his father's Italian uniform, stuff with Le Coq Sportif